Welcome to our group presentation. We are Group 9 and we're presenting our international business, which is BEM Consultancy, and it is a financial consulting business for individuals instead of for firms. And so about our company, we've decided that we are an already established company in the UK, and we're already big in the UK. So we've got the capital and the need to expand our business abroad, and we have decided to expand our business into the Netherlands. We've decided the Netherlands to start specifically because we are looking at countries with a high GDP per capita, so there will be more individuals that will be in need of our financial consultancy service. And we are doing a pestle analysis of our business, which will analyze how we're going to do business in the Netherlands and political factors of expanding in the Netherlands. Obviously, Brexit is a big factor or a big challenge because it is more difficult to do business now. But as we are a service and we are not immediately putting a physical office in the Netherlands, then this won't be as much of an issue, as it will just be strictly online to start with. So we won't have the strict exporting rules that the EU now have. And the UK and the Netherlands do actually have strong relations after Brexit, which will make doing business a lot easier. And then because the Netherlands ranks highly in the corruption, is 8th in the world, which is even better than the UK at 18th. It will make it a good business environment for us to expand to and make it easy for us to do business there.
So the environmental factors of pestle, the green GDP, it's an indicator of economic growth, but it also includes environmental factors. Expanding into the Netherlands will also be affecting the environment there, not just in the UK anymore. This because the majority of our consultancy is being done online, which uses lots of electricity. The Privacy Shield framework tells us that the majority of Dutch power is from gas, which is bad for the environment, and they need to try switch to more renewable sources, particularly wind, due to lots of flat landscapes. But the Netherlands are actually, within the last 10 years, caught up massively with other EU countries, using more energy from renewable energy sources, mainly biofuels and wind. This means there's less waste and less greenhouse gases, becoming more sustainable. Green GDP has grown fairly consistently from 2011 to 2021, shown by this OECD index. It has increased its renewable energy resources production from 10.81% in 2011 up to 33.05% in 2021, which is a remarkable improvement, up there with all of the top EU countries.
For the social element of pestle analysis, we have two main focus points, which are the languages spoken in the Netherlands, as well as the Dutch culture. Now, firstly, the languages, we wouldn't have a main concern over them only speaking Dutch, because English is predominantly spoken in the Netherlands as well. And this is why we also chose the Netherlands as the main location, as a language barrier would not be a main concern to us as a business. And we are also based in the EU. And now the way they operate in the business aspect is also one of our main focus points, as the Dutch culture heavily focuses on reliability and honesty. So when we are offering a one-to-one service, we need to make sure and ensure that the meetings are on time and just adhering to those like focus points, like how they operate, and therefore also developing on interpersonal skills, which will lead to our business thriving in that country.
The technological element of our pestle analysis. Being based in the Netherlands allows us to have strong technological advancements, as they're a wealthy country with lots of technological advancements. For example, we'll be able to have high levels of software development, which will allow us to present the most up-to-date and effective consultancy. We can also take on board more clients if our software is most effective, as we can more efficiently respond to numerous requests from clients at once, which can expand our business and make it more reputable. Also, being in the Netherlands, we'll be able to have high levels of cloud infrastructure. This will allow our consultancy business to expand greatly in size, and it can become more flexible and adaptable to changes and new innovations. Furthermore, we'll have access to lots of maintenance and support, as maintenance and support is crucial within our company, as it will ensure that our systems are consistently running smoothly, so we can always consult our clients and never have any blackout patches in case any clients have any urgent needs. And finally, due to the Netherlands' safety and security, we'll be able to prevent against malware and hacking services, as this will ensure that our databases cannot be breached, and this will increase the security of confidential client information, and it keeps our strategy and operations discreet, so our firm's strategy cannot be replicated, as it could hinder and limit our competitiveness.
On the economical side of the pesto, in 2022, the Netherlands was ranked 18th overall among the top 20 countries, as seen from the figure on the right, having the largest GDP, where having a high GDP suggests a high level of income, allowing households to consume more goods and services, thus portraying a high capital economy. Moreover, GDP is also used as a level of national income, portraying the purchase power parity of an average household to help understand the buying power. Thus, a firm will able to capitalize on the financial and investment opportunities, attracting a larger consumer base and fostering a higher revenue generation. And at last, the Netherlands having a high GDP also indicates that it's a stable economy that has increased capital inflows, thus not eroding our firm's route of profitability. Moving on, the Netherlands is also part of the European Monetary Union, which portrays the highest level of economic integration that follows a common currency, which is the euro, and furthermore has a centralized bank which shares the same macroeconomic objectives and fiscal budgets. Thus, the Netherlands, being part of the EMU, allows a firm the ability to adapt to the integrated financial markets across the Eurozone, involving transactions without any legal barriers, where members of the EMU share the same financial principles, benefiting us in the long run. Thank you.
Okay, so the legal factors, most exporting businesses when exporting would need an UK exporting license, but since all the services we offer are digital, we won't need this license. But if we would be to expand to something that's not digital or get offices in the Netherlands, we would have to look into getting this license. Also, visas is kind of the same thing, that if we ever got any offices in the Netherlands, we would need visas for the personnel going there if they stay there for more than 90 days. One of the biggest legal factors we have to look into for starting to export to the Netherlands is the intellectual property rights, because this is not, they are not protected if they are protected in the UK. The exception here is the copyright, because this also works, the UK copyright also works in the Netherlands. But for example, trademark, design, these would have to be protected in the European intellectual property rights register. And to get this done, we have to file a new application for these ones to be protected to EIPO, which is the register for these for the European Union. And we would also need a new lawyer, because after Brexit you cannot use a British lawyer to represent you for this APO. So we would have to find a European lawyer for this as well. Also, taxes is a big part to consider. And at first we would not have to pay any taxes, because if the sales value is not over 10,000 euros, we don't have to pay. We only pay the normal taxes on this in the UK. But if the sales value reach over 10,000 euros, we would pay the taxes for what we sell in the UK as normal. But for what we sell in the Netherlands, we would pay tax to the Netherlands. And this would be an automatic percentage of 21%. But this would be the sales tax would be the only tax if we don't have any offices in the Netherlands. This would also change if we got offices in the Netherlands. Then we would also have other taxes to take into account.
So Porter's value chain, we're doing Porter's value chain to analyze ourselves as a company, to see how we'll handle the transition into the Netherlands and how we can improve and expand further in the future. So inbound logistics, these are a key part of Porter's value chain, and are normally to do with a firm's relationship with a supplier. However, we as a service have no need for a large supplier. So our inbound logistics are pretty much to plan and execute our projects and the consultancy we need to carry out with clients. All the processes involved in effectively storing, planning and executing projects internally. For example, in our consultancy, the process of a client booking an appointment with a receptionist to them getting the consultancy they need. This is useful because it helps to analyze the effectiveness of our company and how we can improve different areas of Porter's value chain as a whole. We could do this by taking the value of inputs in our company and comparing it with the value of outputs. And then by working out the difference, we can see how effective we are as a company.
For our operations, the first thing to look at is our client engagement. This is crucial as it allows us to understand and appreciate clients' needs to be able to tailor our consultory advice to each specific client. It is also important to consider the nationality of our clients, as we would look to adapt the way in which we present our consultancy. For example, certain customers require little relation and personal attendance and are solely focused on detail and information, whereas others require a more personal approach. Secondly, with our research and analysis, conducting research and analysis, we do this to gather information and develop insights to ensure that the consultancy we provide is most effective and relevant to our customers. This allows us to improve at problem solving and for workers to become experts in the field they're consulting on. For our data and technology, we use tech to aid in decision making and to enhance the performance of our consultants, and for them to stay informed with clients through the most recent forms of communication. Some logistics of the firm include legal and regulatory compliance, human resources department, and the management of technology and office space. For our legal and regulatory compliance, this ensures that the firm adheres to all relevant laws and regulations, including business licensing, contracts, and data protection. For our human resources department, they are crucial as for the management of a team, for support for staff, and for recruitment and hiring. For example, they'll need to ensure that they have the correct visa requirements for the country of a person that they are being hired in. Also, HR also need to ensure that internal communication is effective, whether this be via work-related issues or personal issues, to ensure morale is best throughout the team. And for our technology, maintenance of IT infrastructure and having a support team to be available if any technology goes down or needs updating. They also need to use their initiative to search for the latest technology updates. And for our office space, there needs to be sufficient workspace and maintenance of this workspace to ensure that productive and efficient work can be achieved consistently and effectively. And for our financial advisors, there needs to be finance advisors to ensure that their consultancy firm does not experience large amounts of debt and that it is growing consistently and meeting targets and benchmarks. Furthermore, they need to keep adequate funds for business expansion and to ensure that there is a buffer in case there is a crisis or unexpected event that needs adapting and tailoring for.
For outbound logistics, it focuses on storing and providing the goods to the end consumers. And as a firm that is operating virtually in Netherlands, it emphasizes on 3 key aspects: delivery, storage, and distribution. For delivery, we focus on providing financial services through secured encrypted online channels to connect with the consumers in Netherlands, providing one-on-one quick aid insurance transactions. And this also eliminates the carbon waste that is being generated to physically set up a brick and mortar, as a firm emphasizes sustainability for a better future. Moving on, the storage of all client intel is stored in the online database through the utilization of 5th generation networks. The clients can utilize the company website to access their personal data and banking information for seamless transactions and quick management. And at last, the distribution process focuses on providing sensitive consumer data such as the post-login information or the investment portfolio records through courier services, as 56% of the consumers in Netherlands require the mail under 3 to 5 days. Services such as DHL and UPS must be utilized to reach the target audience at the point of time.
So for marketing and sales, we have 4 key elements that we're focusing on, which are advertising, promotion, sales force management, and the distribution channel selection. And also we've included using the marketing mix, the 7 Ps, in order to identify all the key areas that we should focus on when deciding to go ahead with our marketing. So in order to increase our brand awareness, we decided that marketing will be achieved through the use of advertising on platforms such as social media, which will decrease our costs in total, as well as using technology to analyze the consumer base, their purchasing habits, like spending behavior, their just consumer base in general. And furthermore, advertising across the Netherlands in locations that our target audience or consumer base could potentially operate in. And if we increase our brand awareness, we would increase the target audience to whom the advertising reaches to, which could potentially increase our demand and therefore increase our sales.
So the service portion is, of course, really important for our company because consultancy is a service, so we are selling a service. So for us, good service is the same thing as a high quality product, and it is a lot easier to sell a good service than a bad service, to be frank. Since the company doesn't either have a product to rely on for good reviews and a good reputation, good service and recommendations are really needed for our company to be able to take on this new market and new customers. As we heard before about the marketing, like creating awareness and word of mouth is really important, and to be able to do that, the service and the reputation has to be good. And since service is what we sell, our service is also like the assets of the company. So we are really dependent on this good service and the reputation of us having this good service to be able to take on this new market and get new customers. And also continuing to sell is really important for the continuing of the company, that the customers we actually have also recommend us to other customers to build a bigger customer base. So the service is really a key element for us to be able to succeed.
Done a PRIO analysis of our human resources department, so we can see if we can achieve a competitive advantage over our opponents who would be competing against when we go into the Netherlands. So for valuable, we consider our service and language to be what gives us value in our company, as we want our customers to come to us for our good service and how we treat them. And for the rarity of our product, we want to give a rare connection with the customers on a personal level to try and give them an advantage over our rivals. So again, our customers come to us for what we give them. And as it is a service, it can be imitated, but we want to establish ourselves into the market to try and lessen the imitability by giving a unique personal service for our customers. And we will be organized with a clear structure in the company, with our new clients dealing one-on-one with consultants. And we believe we will do this to create a sustained competitive advantage in our company.
Okay, so at last, measuring success. So we will be measuring the success of our expansion to the Netherlands by establishing ourselves in the market there. And this could be recognized by our company having a large enough market share in the Netherlands for us to be able to have a physical presence and open offices there. Also for us to have a big enough name that we can expand into other European countries, as for example, Switzerland. And that would be all for us, so thank you.